Why back squat? Today I want to talk to you why the back squat is a fundamental movement, why the back squat activates more muscles than most other exercises, and the application of the back squat in sport performance training. So why back squat? The back squat is a fundamental movement. I've spoken about that earlier, that there are certain fundamental movements: squatting, bending, pushing, pulling. So the back squat or the squat is a fundamental movement. Also, if we look at kids, especially before they hit puberty and the growth spurt starts, they always squat down and they always squat into a deep position, and they sit in that deep position and play and do various things. If we look at other cultures, especially Eastern cultures, you can also see people sit in a full squat position for minutes or hours. So the squat is a very, very fundamental and normal movement. Somehow we in the Western world have forgotten how to squat. So as a recap, squatting is a fundamental movement. Secondly, squatting trains almost every muscle in the body that you can imagine. Again, I put that in relation. Anyway, the back squat is, or the squat in itself, mainly targets the lower body. Yeah, so we have the quads, the glutes, the hamstring, the lower back. But also because you have the load on your shoulders, it activates the upper body to a certain extent. Yeah? So some people say it activates everything from the neck to the toes. Then obviously the lower body doing the main work works a bit harder and is a bit more activated than the upper body. If we look at the back squat, especially the full back squat, we discussed that earlier, which is 60 degrees of knee angle, or the deep back squat, which is below 60 degrees knee angle, activate the anterior side and the posterior side of your lower body in a very balanced way. The higher the knee angle, you have a bit more of a shift towards the anterior side as the posterior side. Again, the lower you go, you get more activation of the front side as well as the back side. So what is special in the back squat for sport performance and athletic training? Once you've mastered the technique, again, I've spoken about that many times, mastery of technique first, and then we load it up. Once you've mastered the technique, you'll be able to use a lot of weight in the back squat. So whether we're talking about a full squat or a deep squat, you'll be able to use a lot of weight. And if we look at the fundamental principles of muscle activation, motor unit activation, we spoke about that earlier. One is the recruitment of muscle fibers. So there's a direct relation between the external load and the amount of muscle fibers recruited. So if we are able to lift a high load in the back squat, we are also able to recruit a lot of motor units in the targeted muscles. So I know the critics will say that's not everything. For sure it's not everything, but once we are able to recruit more motor units, we are able to take these recruited motor units into the athletic arena and into the sport. Yeah? So again, it's not you do back squats and everything will be fine. No, definitely not. But if you do back squats correctly, it'll help you to set you on a path where you can do other things, jumping, running, throwing, more successfully and better. So as a recap, why back squat? Back squat is a fundamental movement. So we learned to squat when we were young, and somewhere down the road we lose it. So back squat is a fundamental movement, and it makes sense to train that movement. Looking at muscle activation and the muscles trained, the back squat trains almost every muscle in the body, from the neck to the toe. And thirdly, the back squat allows you to lift a lot of weight once you've mastered the technique, and therefore the recruitment of motor units in the muscles worked is much higher than you can achieve with any other exercise.